Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. And if you want even more exclusive content like early access to my reactions, full-length anime watch-alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, please do check out my Patreon. You can find a link in the description box below. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. Today, we are reacting to episode 19 of Frieren, and I'm so sad because we're coming so close to the end of Frieren, and it's going to be a hell of a wait until January 2026. I should have started this closer to January 2026, but I actually didn't realize there was going to be a second series. Not until I started, and then when I was complaining about it coming to an end, everyone was like, "Oh my god, you must be really excited about series 2." And I was like, "Huh? What?" Because I don't Google anything in relation to the series that I'm watching because I'm terrified if I Google something, it's going to pop up with like a spoiler to something I haven't seen, and I'm like, "Oh god." So I didn't actually know until friends told me that there was another one coming out, and I was like, because I will be dropping everything for series 2 because I have decided I'm going to watch it as it releases. Because I thought, why not? It'll be really exciting to watch it alongside everybody, especially because I'm coming to a lot of these animes later than the fandom. Whereas this will be like the first anime that I actually get to watch as it releases. And that's a really exciting thing for me because, again, Attack on Titan that I'm watching is already finished. Death Note is already finished. So I've kind of missed like the hype of the fandom at the time because I'm watching them when they're already complete and also years after they've already completed. So yeah, the fandom is still strong, like die-hard fandoms, and that's amazing, but it's not the same sort of feeling that you get from watching it alongside other fans at the same time, and you're all really excited for what's going to happen, and you all have these theories and connections, and you can talk about the show and how good it is. And I never got to experience that, but I'm going to get to experience it with Frieren, so I'm really, really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to being able to watch it at the same time as everyone, and I'm just excited to see how the rest of this series plays out because they're doing a first class mage exam at the moment, and that seems to be spanning out over a couple of episodes. So I wonder if this will take us potentially up until the final episode of the series, or whether it will end after like maybe 2, 3 more episodes, and then we'll get like a couple more episodes of their journey progressing to heaven. I don't know. We're not getting heaven this series. I think that's very obvious. If there's a series 2, we're going to get heaven in series 2. Unless heaven isn't something we actually get and it's just the friends we made along the way. But we'll see closer to the time, I guess. But for now, I'm excited to see how this plays out because last episode we had Frieren and her teammates trying to capture the bird. And now we are possibly going to see Fern and her teammates because we haven't seen Fern in that entire episode. So maybe this episode will be about Fern and how her teammates are getting on because they are an interesting bunch, a very interesting bunch. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 19. And I'm excited. And this is also going to be the last time that you see this backdrop because I'm renovating my office very soon. And I'm also getting a camera, so I'll be able to have better quality. And it is thanks to the wonderful support that I receive on Patreon and YouTube that I've been able to renovate my office and also improve my camera quality. I have been wanting a DSLR for filming for 4 years, and I have never been in a financial position to be able to justify the cost. But thanks to this amazing community on both Patreon and YouTube, from watching the ads to being members to supporting me on Patreon, I don't have words. I really don't have words. Thank you from the bottom of my heart because this would not be possible without your love and support and encouragement on this journey. I wouldn't be in this position that I am today, able to actually improve my content, improve my setup in ways that are going to benefit the channel going forward, because I am relying on a webcam. It is a decent webcam, but it's not the same as actually having a proper camera. So I'm excited to see the boost in quality, and it is thanks to you guys that I can do that, and I'm so utterly grateful. Thank you so, so much. And I cannot wait to show you what the new camera is going to look like, but also the new backdrop and the new settings. And my new desk will also allow me to stand up while filming instead of having to sit down all the time and giving myself a bad back. And it will also help in terms of editing. So I'm really excited about that I actually will have the freedom to move around as I please instead of being confined to a chair, which isn't always the healthiest option, especially as my full-time job is a desk job. So I am sat down all the time as well. But thank you so, so much for your love and support. And I just have to get that off my chest because I am so incredibly grateful. I don't understand what I did to deserve this, but I am grateful for it nonetheless. Thank you for taking a chance on me and a chance on my channel. For whatever video it was that you clicked on that brought you here today, I am grateful and I am honored. And without further ado, we're going to get into episode 19. That's so cute. He is. It was like, excuse me? But it's normal. And understanding that fear doesn't mean that you're weak, but fear can be utilized as strength. Oh, this music kills me every time. Whenever we get a Himmel flashback, that same tune, and it breaks my heart. They got one. Oh, she's looking forward to that part. I don't think she finds that the hard part. I think she's excited. Jesus. She's like, geez. It's like, I know you're here. Goodbye. Look at our smart girl go. She did. For the bird. Oh, and they weren't close enough. That's not far at all, jeez. Especially because they're so sensitive to mana. Like, how would you even get that close without them flying away? It broke out so easy. It was raining, and it was like going against the barrier, so maybe that's something. Unless they drive it away, like they infuse mana into the water, it moves away and they're able to trap it closer to where Frieren is. Because she suppresses her mana far better than the other two. Because she's had like centuries of training. So possibly driving it to Frieren, where it wouldn't likely censor as much, is the best plan. No. Oh! Extreme.
わかったよ。やってやろうじゃねえか。とりあえず試験終了まで潜伏してやり過ごそう。
I don't think that's really gonna help. Nor is that. Unless you're Ubel.
その前に水の補充だな。確か中央に湖があったはずだ。しかしシュティレが早い段階で
How did they do it?
あとは日没まで潜伏すれば第一次試験。
That's the question. Are we gonna know how they managed it?
どうした？
どうやらそううまくはいかないみたいだ。枯れ具合から見て結界を張ったのは1週間以上前だね。では水のほとんどは盆地の真ん中にある湖に集まっていますね。
They're gonna run into others.
がまとまっているとは限らないでしょ。
I mean, Frieren's there.
私たちは水を持ち歩けます。でも同じ生き物であるシュティレはそうはいかない。
なるほど。それに気がついた連中が最大の水場である湖の周りに張り込んでいるわけか。
さすがにそれはきついって。すでに喉カラカラなんだけど。
小さな池くらいなら探せばあるだろう。
He doesn't think it's worth the risk. Oh no.
煮沸すればなんとか。
Oh shit. Okay, game on. It's gonna be ruthless, like no holds barred. Fuck. Interesting.
面倒くせえな。殺すつもりで撃ったんだぜ。今のに反応できんのかよ。まあいいや。
God, everyone's so desperate to become a first class mage that they're genuinely willing to kill over it. Like, that's... Okay! Terrifying, but... That's Frieren and the others, right? Yeah.
湖の方向。
So cool.
他のパーティー全員を敵に回すつもりか?
What are they playing at? Is it to distract them or like drive the seals away?
どうする？時間と労力の無駄だ。これほど派手に魔法を使われたら。
Ah, that's the point. They're driving it away. He's smart. He's not like rashly thinking, okay, we need to melt the lake. He's like, ah, there's something else going on. This is so tense. So is she gonna infuse her magic into the small pool? And then the seal's gonna get driven towards Frieren? The mana, it'll be able to sense it.
それに気がついた連中が他の水場を探しているようだが、これは第二パーティーが練った入念な計画だ。
Frieren.
それを紐解
She's
かん
smart.
限りどうにもならん。
Using folk magic from the past, using everyone's abilities to the best of their degree. She's a team leader. I love her. She's so cool. But he's also incredibly smart. Like, he's not believing that it's just coincidental. Oh no. Yikes. He did say that they were a target.
行くぞ。
せめて下ろしてあげようよ。
見えていないわけではないだろう。上空を旋回している。一匹や二匹ではない。死体には魔法がかけられている。下ろそうとすれば奴らに探知されるぞ。
こ
このパーティーはまんまと術中にはまり全滅したわけだ。
He fascinates me. He's so
こ
clever.
んな魔物がいる場所を試験区域に選ぶだなんて、受験者が死ぬのを何とも思っていないみたいだ。
It has to be the best of the
ラウ
best,
フェンは一級の試
right?
験を受けるのが初めてだったな。
Testing your wits and your ability.
この程度で死ぬ奴は一級魔法使いにはいらないとい
You
う
gotta be
ことだ。
prepared for anything that comes
大
your
陸魔
way.
法協会は一級魔法使い
Including
の質を
monsters.
気にしているからな。
魔法使いに質などいらん。一級魔法使いはただ単に権威の象徴であればいいのだ。魔法使いとしての力量がいくらあっても、人心を掌握できなければ無力も同じ。大きな力は恐れられる。恐れの権威など長続きせん。
なるほど。あんたくらい弱いのがちょうどいいってわけだ。
言ってくれるな、若造が。お前くらいなら目をつむっていても勝てるわ。
Does he sense mana in the pool? Or does... Yeah. Or are they just identifying pools? I don't know if he senses that something is off.
魔力を隠して潜伏しているな。
わずかだが水に魔力が込められている。
They're trying to force the bird into a smaller area near Frieren,
どこかに魔力を込めていない水場がある。
where Frieren's already going to be hiding, close enough that she can capture it.
どう探すの？
少し休む。
偏見。
You
試
tired?
験区域は広大だ。本気で潜伏する魔法使いを見つけられるわけなかろう。
行けや泉に手当たり次第に魔力を込めてきたよ。
Oh, wow.
マジかよ。魔力って完全に消せるもんなんだな。完全じゃないよ。さすがに動けば少しは魔力が漏れる。ほら。
わかんねえよ。私たちは見張りだな。
No detectable mana whatsoever. That's our girl. It's so cute. It's like a little dog goat. She has an experience with waiting. She's happy to wait. What she spends most of her time doing. She's the perfect person for this, to be patient. It's here. It's here. Amazing! Her mana was so undetectable that it landed right on her.
他のパーティーに喧嘩を売った甲斐があったぜ。
いや、
書いてもこの瞬間だけはごまかす。
Oh no.
誰かに探知された。早くここから
She can teleport? Oh damn! You have to protect it.
逃げるのはもう遅いみたいだ、
Let's see what the girls can
ジュベ
do.
ラード。
Wow.
ドラガーテ。これで砲弾。また距離を取った。
I love seeing all these different ways of mages utilizing their skills. It's so
洗練されて
cool.
いて隙がないけれど。
Because we really haven't seen that many mages
私
outside
のおじいちゃんと戦っているみたい。
Fern and
一
Frieren.
般攻撃魔法と防御魔法。
Because she learned under the best.
使わないのね。
戦闘では基礎的な魔法以外は使わないように言われてますから。
Don't need anything fancy if it does the purpose.
はい。この時代の魔法使いならそれだけで十分だと。
They're all too busy trying to show off and be flashy. And they forget the basic skills. The basic power. She's been training under the best mage over the last God knows how
あなた
long
も難儀ね。そんな
of
戦い
time.
方。
Like,
ビアベルが相手だったら今頃は死んでいたわよ。
それはお
no,
かしい
she
です。
wouldn't. She's
こ
fought
の中で一
demons.
番
Have
強い
you?
のはあなたですよね。
ビアベルは魔王軍の残党と戦ってきた北部魔法隊の隊長よ。実戦経験の桁が違う。 あいつが使うのは品性なまるでない。勝つための卑怯な魔法。
Oh wow, okay.
今ビアベルと戦ってる子。多分殺されちゃうわよ。
Don't underestimate Ubel.
そうですか。
She's vicious in her own right. That's the end of the episode. Damn, that was quick. That was a very fast episode. Jeez. Okay. I was expecting more. And then the episode ended and I was like, wait, what? That was far quicker than I thought so. But I wouldn't underestimate Ubel. She's saying, oh yeah, he was the captain of the Northern Magic Corps, but Ubel enjoys fighting people and she's also taken out numerous bandits. But we also know that she's killed a first mage before. This isn't Ubel's first rodeo. We shouldn't underestimate her. Like, I wouldn't underestimate Ubel. She kind of terrifies me. Now I want to know what Verbal's name means, if that's even how you say his name. Describe a spinning or swirling motion like a whirlwind or an eddy in water. I guess that could kind of relate to his magic in a sense that it's underhanded and he'll do whatever it takes to win. So kind of like a whirlwind, fast and quick, maybe. I don't know. We haven't really seen much of him to be able to distinguish how his name relates to who he is as a person. But I find it super interesting that she's like commenting that fighting ferns reminds her of her granddad. It's refined, shows no openings, but it's old because that's all she needs. She doesn't need anything fancy. She doesn't need to show off. It does the job. It's designed to do the job. And it's classic for a reason because it cannot be replaced. It's old magic, but it served Frieren well all these years fighting demons, and it now serves Fern. Fern has used it to fight demons too. Why fix what isn't broken? That's the point. They're all using these fancy forms of magic. They're all using new refined techniques. Fern's techniques do her justice. They do the job, and Frieren passed them down for that reason because they don't need to do anything over the top in order to win. They just need to be technically good. They just need to rely on their knowledge, rely on themselves, and have faith in their abilities, and to master the technique instead of relying on something that isn't fully mastered but looks good or they think is strong. Because what good is a strong, cool technique if it doesn't hold up against centuries of tradition, centuries of magic that has withstood the test of time, that has been mastered and honed and passed down through eons of time? Fern is cool. She's just like, I don't need flashy magic in order to defeat you because she's an expert in her field. She is a protege and she has honed these abilities through Freyren's teaching, and she's a master of these abilities. So she doesn't need anything to look cool so long as it does the job. And I think that's where people probably fail in this day and age, these new mages, is that they're looking for what looks good, what is the most powerful, what is the most strong, but they never actually master fully the techniques that they're using. And just because it's old doesn't mean it's not good, because again, there's no openings. It's refined, there's no openings, meaning regardless of how strong her magic is, how cool her magic looks, you still can't beat Fern. And it was just so awesome to see Frieren conceal her mana that much to the point that the bird just lands on her because it doesn't sense the mana. She's that skilled at concealing it because she's been doing it for centuries. This is all she's done for centuries. She's the perfect person for this test because she's happy to wait. She will wait centuries if that's what it takes to capture this bird. Time is nothing to her because she's an elf. She has all the time in the world, unlike humans who are impatient because they want it now and they want to do it now, and they don't have the time to be patient because their lives are not as long as Frieren. So I guess it's also a great way of demonstrating just how frivolous time is to her, because everyone else is acting impatiently and rash to capture this bird because they want to get the test over and done with because they don't have all the time in the world to wait. Frieren doesn't care. Frieren's like, I can sit here for years if that's what it takes to become a first mage. But everyone is so ruthless. Everyone is out for blood. There is no hesitation. Everyone is willing to just take out the other if it means accomplishing something, but it shouldn't come as a surprise. It seems like a highly coveted title that everyone wants to be in. First class mages need only be symbols of power. So I'm not sure if he means that the idea of the test is outdated because it's just a status symbol now. It doesn't actually hold the same meaning that it used to, because the magic association that has initiated these tests all dream of the mages that took on the Demon King and took on the Demon King's forces, that they now are almost trying to vicariously live through that by creating these symbols of status that one needs to adhere to be able to be revered or looked up to as the best of the best. This idea of them being symbols of power isn't necessarily because they are the best of the best, but because it's become like a status thing rather than like something of worth. Because he goes on to say, no matter how powerful you are, unless you can control people's hearts, you're as good as powerless. Because he's essentially saying, like, I've seen people far powerful than me who use this to try and rule people through fear, but still ended up being overthrown and mistreated as a result of it. Because if you can't control people's hearts, you're as good as powerless. So power means nothing in the grand scheme of thing. It's how you treat people in the long run. You know, you can fall from power at any point. So I think he's trying to say, like, just because you become a first mage doesn't actually mean really that you've achieved anything. Because if you're looking to it as a symbol of status and power as a way of getting ahead, you could very quickly find yourself at the bottom of it all, because people will have no love for you, have no care for you, so therefore will have a desire to get rid of you. And he's even saying, like, I've seen people far greater than myself who have fallen from power and been persecuted, because the rule of fear doesn't last very long, because people will eventually rise up and revolt against it. So I think it's a warning that as much as people have these dreams and ambitions of being like the mages of the past, this idea of obtaining power and authority through simply becoming a first mage isn't the be all and end all, because it could still result in your downfall. Just because it symbolizes you as the most powerful mage or as being one of the most powerful mages, it doesn't actually fully protect you, because at the end of the day, ruling through fear or intimidating people through the use of power never ends well. There wasn't really too much for me to talk about in relation to this episode, because it's mainly, again, about capturing the still. And there's a few little metaphors in relation to, you know, tradition and, again, power, and how status symbols aren't the be all or end all. You can still result in being persecuted or falling from these positions. And the metaphor of tradition in terms of magic, again, you don't need flashy magic if you're a master in what you've honed, and it's classic for a reason. So some really interesting concepts, but it is still mainly focused on the mages attempting to pass this first test. And now they're all like ganging up on each other about to fight. Frieren's group's about to fight, and then the other group is in the middle of a fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in episode 20. But as of today, that is all I want to say in relation to this episode. But thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next time, bye!